Welcome back, everybody. We are now on workbook lesson number 27. Hi, sis.
Hi.
Okay for me to read it? How do you feel?
Yes,
Yeah?
please. Yes, that would be lovely.
Okay. Above all else, I want to see. Today's idea expresses something stronger than mere determination. It gives vision top priority among your desires. You may feel hesitant about using the idea on the grounds that you are not sure you really mean it. This does not matter. The purpose of today's exercises is to bring the time when the idea will be wholly true a little nearer. There may be a great temptation to believe that some sort of sacrifice is being asked of you when you say you want to see above all else. If you become uneasy about the lack of reservation involved, add, vision has no cost to anyone. If fear of loss still persists, add further, vision, can only bless. The idea for today needs many repetitions for maximum benefit. It should be used at least every half hour and more if possible. You might try for every 15 or 20 minutes. It is recommended that you set a definite time interval for using the idea when you wake or shortly afterwards, and attempt to adhere to it throughout the day. It will not be difficult to do this, even if you are engaged in conversation or otherwise occupied at the time. You can still repeat one short sentence to yourself without disturbing anything that is going on. The real question is, how often will you remember? How much do you want today's idea to be true? Answer one of these questions and you have answered the other. You will probably miss several applications and perhaps quite a number. Do not be disturbed by this, but do try to keep on your schedule from then on. If only once during the day you feel that you are perfectly sincere while you are repeating today's idea, you can be sure that you have saved yourself many years of effort. Wow.
How about that? Many years of effort being saved just in one instant of truly joining with Holy Spirit in our intent. That, of course, top priority is above all else, I want to see. Um, I might just introduce something here that would be helpful, I feel.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to link it in. I don't, and I'm going back in memory here, and I know it's the past, but I'm also joining with Holy Spirit to repurpose the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, and I know for sure for many others who begin the course, especially begin the lessons too, there's a great deal of fear of sacrifice involved. When we're told we need to trust Holy Spirit and give Holy Spirit everything. I don't know about you, but for me, when I started this many years ago doing the lessons, I couldn't do it. I could do some, but not all. I totally compartmentalized my life, and there was some things I would gingerly give to Holy Spirit, and the rest of them I would keep to myself because, of course, it's funny now, but at the time I believed that I knew way more than Holy Spirit did, and that I knew my own best interests, which of course he says in the lessons we don't have a clue, right? And I was also totally perplexed by how come there seemed to be some kind of self-sabotage happening, right? That was also coming up. So this I would like to introduce an exercise that would be very helpful for you, we believe right now. And the exercise is called, Are You Fearful of God? Now, this is not an exercise per se in A Course in Miracles. It's an exercise that was given to me many years ago by Jesus to flush out that deep unconscious split in our mind and save ourselves a lot of effort, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain, and a lot of time. And what it does is it shows us our, or at least it begins to reveal to us, our deeply unconscious fear of God, right? Because when we first start this, we go, I don't have, well, a lot of us, like me, I don't have a fear of God. I don't know what you're talking about, right? But that fear of God translates to the fear of love. Now, if we are love, the true holy self that we are, not the ego thought system, but the truth of what we are, and we're terrified through the ego, we're terrified of that love, we're also terrified of ourself with a capital S. So this very simple exercise helps to flush that up and out to the light, so we can see why the ego is so terrified of God and why the ego wants to resist doing these lessons. And then once we see that and we look at it with the Holy Spirit, we can then relax, you know, and trust Holy Spirit to come in and really work with us with these lessons, and, you know, like open our mind to miracles rather than to pain. It's through the ego we're so deeply addicted to pain, unfortunately. Yeah, does that make sense, sis?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And
Yeah.
I will, oh, thank you. There will be a link that will show up on the video, so it'll be below here. There's a link to the exercise to my blog, Nouk's blog, on our website, nouksanchez.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really good. You know, this lesson isn't it's a statement of unequivocalness in our desire. It says, above all else, I want to see. And the reason that there's more repetition of this today's idea is because this is really out there taking a stance saying that, you know, above anything else, I'm all in, this is what I want to do. And that's going to arouse the ego. Its defenses is starting to sniff that, wait a second, the loyalty to the ego thought system is being threatened. Something's being pulled away from its totalitarian control over our thoughts. So there's going to be a lot of resistance, and what it does not want us to see is that, you know, we're all here to awaken. We want the workbook lessons and the text, but unless we see what's in the subconscious, which is a terror of God, like Nouk was saying, a terror of God, a terror of love, which we don't even know is there, we're not going to really understand this resistance that Jesus is pointing to here in this lesson. He says, you know, you might feel some sort of sacrifice. How much do you want today's idea to be true? How often will you remember? This requires a desire. And if you have part of your split mind that's in full resistance, you'll say that you're willing, but you'll find that you'll be distracted, you'll forget, you won't set the alarm, it won't become important to you. And that's where the ego hijacks the workbook lessons. And so this this exercise that Nouk is giving us, it will blow your mind. You really have no idea how split you are presently on your viewpoint about God. And it really points to the absolute split, so that when the resistance comes up, you can't say, oh, I forgot, and beat yourself up, but you'll recognize that's the ego's resistance, not mine. And I'm going to be vigilant against that and really be dedicated to doing these lessons. And I wish I had seen that when I started the workbook lessons as well, because I just, I skipped a day. Well, that's just siding with the ego, and it's a delay tactic against our holy self. So thanks, sis. I think that's a wonderful exercise, and I think they'll benefit a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Above all else, I want to see. Lesson 27. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the fruit of the exercise.
Bye.